Hi guys, so I am going to be repotting three plants with you today. And I'm so excited about these plants because I got them super cheap, and you know that's what I love, to shop clearance, discounts, and things like that. And these plants were just that. Two of them were on clearance and then one of them wasn't, but the price was right. So let me show you what these plants look like. So I got two of these Thanossomas. They are Thanosoma phyllotaneum lindii. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they are stunning. These are part of Costa Farms Trending Tropical collection. And they were on clearance at Lowe's because when the order came in, the ceramic pots that Costa Farm usually puts their plants in, the cash pot, was broken on both of these, so they automatically put them onto the clearance rack. But if you ever find yourself in a situation where you are at a store and you see a Costa Farms plant and the pot is broken, you can ask them if they will discount it for you because the pot is broke. I've heard mixed reviews. Some places will, some places won't. I haven't experienced a store where, especially a big box store, where you ask and you mention that the pot is broken and they won't give you a discount. All of the stores I've visited, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, well, actually not Home Depot. I don't know if Home Depot does carry Costa Farms, but I don't have any experience asking Home Depot, but Lowe's and Walmart definitely have given me discounts on Trending Tropicals because of broken pots. So yeah, so these two plants I'm going to repot, and I want to put them together to make one giant plant. One thing that I love about Costa Farms is that and I'm not like loyal to any sort of grower in particular, but I love that when you buy one of their plants, you typically get multiple plants in the pot, or you get a really generous size plant. So anyways, I want to show you guys my soil mix for elephant ears. These are Thanossomas. They are under the elephant ear umbrella. So I'm going to treat them the same way I treat my elephant ears and pot them in the same sort of mix. So here's my mix here. This is my Pro Mix soil. This is orchid bark. And this is worm compost. And there is a lot more soil underneath here. I just put these on top. Because these are elephant ears, I want to make sure that my soil does hold moisture, but not for an absurdly long amount of time. You know, I want this soil to keep the roots moist, not wet. I know that's a fine line when you're just starting out as a plant parent, to straddle that line of moist and wet. So if your soil is moist, if you squeeze it, you're not going to be able to wring out any moisture. If your soil is wet, when you squeeze that soil, you'll be able to wring out moisture. So the goal is, after watering, to have that soil be moist but not be sopping wet or soaking wet. So I hope that makes some sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll try to explain it further. But I know that is a tough line to straddle when you are just starting out. So that's why I make my soil mix like this with the orchid bark, because you know, this Pro Mix soil, it's in the red and black bag. This is a good base soil in my opinion for like creating your own soil mix. It's good all by itself. It's got some, looks like this is perlite in it, which is great. That helps with drainage as well. But it's very basic, you know, so that's why I buy the Miracle Grow orchid bark, and I buy, different additives. I have vermiculite in the garage that I can add for a plant that needs more moisture, or if I am, you know, wanting to do root any cuttings, I'll root them in vermiculite because it holds moisture. Not vermiculite. Is it vermiculite? Yes, vermiculite. And then perlite are like the little pieces of white that you will see. I don't know if that will focus, but little pieces of white that you will find in a potting mix that you buy from the store. So you can buy perlite separately and add that to your mix as well instead of the orchid bark. Either way, you just want to have something to help with drainage, and then you want your soil to be able to hold moisture. So, and then the worm compost is for this plant to be able to feed on in the soil. So if you are creating your own soil, like this Pro Mix soil does not come already with the fertilizer in it. So you have some soil mixes that will already come with the boost of fertilizer in the soil. This does not. So that's why I make sure to add in the worm compost, because that is what's going to feed this plant. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and pot these two together, and then I'm gonna show you the next plant that I'm gonna pot. It is so cute. So I like to use coffee filters to block the hole in my pot, block the drainage hole. It lets out moisture but holds in the soil. It does break down over time, and that's okay. By the time this breaks down, the soil will stay in the pot on its own. So I just cover the hole with that, and then I'm gonna mix up my soil. So I got both of the Lindyis potted together. The plant looks amazing. It's exactly how I pictured it to look. Nice, full, and just gorgeous. Look at these leaves. So beautiful. Stunning. So this plant, because it's variegated, I'm gonna give it more light than a solid green plant would need. So this room that we're in now gets really bright light all throughout the day. So it's gonna stay in here for a while. If I decide to move it, it will stay very close to a window so that it can get all the light it needs. So the next plant we are going to repot is this plant that I just got. This is an Anthurium. It is Radicans Luxurian Cross. So it's a hybrid. It's gorgeous. I've wanted this plant for quite a bit. And I ordered this on Etsy. I'll tag the shop. I believe it's Longfield Gardens. And it is so pretty. This new leaf is so big. And it's looking very much like its mature photos, and I'm so excited. Hopefully this plant will grow really fast for me. I like instant gratification, so this new leaf gives me hope that it is a fast grower and each new leaf will be bigger than the last. So I got this plant probably about 2 weeks ago, and it's in too small of a pot because it keeps drying up way too fast, and I have to constantly keep it watered. So I'm gonna give it a bigger pot, which it will have more soil that will stay moist for a longer period of time so that I don't have to continuously monitor this plant to see if it needs to be watered. So let's go ahead and get this little girl planted in some soil. So when I am repotting anthuriums, I like to add a little bit more orchid bark just to make sure that that plant has really good drainage. Anthuriums don't like to be sitting in water. I mean, no plant, I can't say no plant, but a lot of plants do not like to have their roots sitting in wet soil. So again, you have to straddle that line between wet and moist. But for anthuriums, I definitely will either add more orchid bark or more perlite to the soil if I have it. So that's just something that is helpful. It helps you if you are an overwaterer. It helps to have that drainage there as a buffer for your plant. So just make sure that you have a drainage hole, and if you're an overwaterer, you should be okay. Just make sure drainage hole and well draining soil. So I've got all of my plants planted, and it's about time. They have been sitting in these pots needing to be repotted for so long. I still have a few plants that I need to get repotted. I'll probably do another video, but if you guys have any other questions about the Thanosema or this Anthurium, my potting mixes, things like that, I'll link below where you can find the same items that I use to repot, but most everything is available at, you know, your big box stores, your Walmarts, your Lowe's, Home Depots, and your local nurseries. Definitely check out those places as well. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. I cannot wait to see this Anthurium grow super huge. And when you check out mature pictures of this plant, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.